The Enforcement Directorate is likely to prepare and register money laundering cases against Kerala's Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan's daughter T. Veena. The investigation began in March 2024 following a complaint by Sean George of Kottayam District Panchayat member and son of a senior politician PC George, who recently joined the BJP. Now, Sean George had approached the Enforcement Directorate seeking a detailed probe into Exalogic Solutions Private Limited, an IT firm founded and directed by Veena. The controversy stems from a 2023 Income Tax Department report that flagged alleged illegal payments of over 1.7 crore rupees made by Cochin Minerals and Rutile Limited to Exalogic over a 3-year period starting 2018-19. Now, George founded Exalogic in Bengaluru in the year 2014, a move that was criticized by the CPIM's opponents, who questioned the left's commitment to developing Kerala's own IT ecosystem. Exalogic, currently listed as a dormant or sleeping company, was earlier engaged in software development and consultancy services. Now, according to the IT department's findings, Cochin Minerals and Rutile Limited, or CMRL, had signed a service-level agreement with Exalogic in the year 2017, offering 3 lakh monthly for software management. Another document indicates a 5 lakh rupee monthly consultancy fee for Veena as an IT and marketing advisor. The controversy deepened when the Congress party alleged that these transactions were not reflected in the 2021 election affidavit of Veena's husband and Kerala Minister for Public Works, Mohammad Riaz. His affidavit showed Veena's income growing from 8.25 lakhs in 2016-17 to nearly 30 lakh rupees in 2020-21, with consultancy listed as the source. Riaz himself reported no personal income between the years of 2017 and 2021. Adding fuel to the fire, Veena was previously named in the sprinkler data controversy during the COVID-19 pandemic and was later linked, though unproven, by Congress leaders to Swapna Suresh, the key accused in the 2020 gold smuggling case. The latest controversy in Kerala, we have my colleague Vivek Narayanan now joining us live for more on that big story. Vivek, talk to us. The ED is now all set to register money laundering cases against Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan's daughter Veena.
Yes, the Enforcement Directorate is all set to probe Veena Vijayan, the daughter of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan here. Remember, this is in connection with the Exalogic CMRL payment case. As it's very clear that the agreement between CMRL and Exalogic was that, for the software services which they provide, that they will be given, an amount of 3.5 lakh every month starting 2007 2021. But the problem here is, what is the exact service that has to be rendered? Now, this is the biggest question that's been raised, and it has been found in the investigation that no service has been rendered by Exalogic to CMRL, and this has raised various concerns. The IT department has conducted a separate probe. In the interim report, it was found that this payoff was done without providing any services. It's not just Veena Vijayan, but also other leaders from the Congress, the CPM, and the Muslim League, who's in the dock, because their names are also figuring in this report, and hence it is a very, very serious case. Around 185 crores worth amount of money has been embezzled in this regard. In the same way, by inflating the various bills and other payments and documents has been seized by the income tax department, and hence this is a matter which is very, very serious. But politically, this is going to be a major challenge in case that the SFIO manages to get the custody of Veena Vijayan, daughter of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. Now that the next step as far as the SFIO is concerned is to call the accused for the investigation. Remember, there are 13 accused in this particular case. The first accused is the MD of CMRL, that is Karta, and the next is the 11th accused in this case is Veena Vijayan. Now, Veena Vijayan's company has been and Veena Vijayan herself has been receiving payments from CMRL without any services that's been provided. And this is the biggest question that's been posed by the opposition, especially the Congress and the BJP. They're demanding the resignation of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan as far as this matter is concerned. They say that this payment wouldn't have gone without the knowledge of Chief Minister's office, and hence this is going to be a major embarrassment for the CPM, especially at a time when the state elections are arriving in the next 10 to 11 months.
Vivek Narayan there joining us with the latest on that big story that we're tracking from Kerala. Uproar in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly for the third consecutive day as JKNC MLAs demanded a discussion on the Waqf Amendment Act. Aam Aadmi Party MLA Mehraj Malik was seen getting into a heated argument with PDP MLA Wahid Para.
मुफ्ती साहब उस कौम के साथ गद्दारी की है तुमने भाजपा के साथ गद्दारी की है अरे हाउस नहीं है माफिया लाए इन्होंने गुंडे भाई बाहर देखो कितने लोग नीचे कर लो ना कितने लोग हैं कौन है वो इनको लगता मैं अरेस्ट करेगा अरे एक को भी नहीं छोड़ूंगा मुफ्ती साहब उस कौम के साथ गद्दारी की है तुमने भाजपा के साथ गद्दारी की है अरे हाउस नहीं है माफिया लाए इन्होंने
These MLAs clashed inside the premises of the Legislative Assembly, and these clashes are ongoing. It's the third consecutive day as the Waqf Amendment Act continues to rise tensions in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly.
वो कौन होता मुझे अरे उसका काम गेट के बाहर है वो मुझे बताएगा एसएसपी पे कौन क्या बोला इसमें अरे आपने नहीं देखा बाहर का अरे बाहर का तमाशा देखो बाहर भीड़ कितनी वो कौन होता मुझे अरे उसका काम गेट के बाहर है वो मुझे बताएगा एसएसपी पे कौन क्या बोला इसमें अरे आपने नहीं देखा बाहर का अरे बाहर का तमाशा देखो बाहर भीड़ कितनी
हिंदुओं को गाली दी है ये एमएलए बन के आगे कुछ भी करेगा इसको नहीं शेयर करेंगे इसने गालियां दिया अभी हिंदुओं को कि हिंदू तिलक लगा के पाप करता है हिंदू तिलक लगा के चोरियां करता है इसको बताएंगे आज गाली इसने क्या दी ये बोल रहा है जगह जगह कि हिंदू तिलक लगा के चोरियां करता है हिंदू तिलक लगा के पाप करता है हिंदू तिलक लगा के शराब पीता है इसको बताएंगे हिंदू क्या क्या करता है
West Bengal's Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee was quoted by news agency PTI as saying that she knows what the minority community is worried about and that nothing of that sort will happen in Bengal. Speaking at the Navkar Mahamantra Divas event, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee of West Bengal said, and I quote, "There will be no divide and rule in Bengal. You should give the message of live and let live. It is our responsibility to protect those who are living in Bengal." Unquote.
देखिए, आप लोगों को दिल में दुख हुआ है वॉकअप प्रॉपर्टी के लेके। आप भरोसा रखिए, बंगाल में ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा जिसमें कोई डिवाइड एंड रूल होगा। आप लोगों ने ये मैसेज दीजिए कि सबको एक साथ में रह के बचना है, जियो और जीने दो।
Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra claimed that fish and meat shops in southeast Delhi's Chittaranjan Park or CR Park, a Bengali-dominated locality, were forcibly shut down. Moitra shared a video alleging that BJP goons were threatening fish market traders for operating their businesses next to a temple in the area.
को काट नहीं सकते। आप कहने वाली बात हो जाती है कि देवी को मीट चढ़ता है, वो एक मनगढ़ंत बातें हैं जो
I think everybody has seen the horrifying visuals of the lumpen BJP goons threatening the Bengali shopkeepers of Chittaranjan Park in the heart of Delhi. Chittaranjan Park is a Bengali colony which is proudly Bengali. Bengalis are a proud fish-eating people. The Kali temple there and the temples there have been built by the community, and this particular temple has actually been built by the shopkeepers and the business community of Chittaranjan Park. You can see how in broad daylight, with complete impunity and audacity, the BJP's goons are threatening shopkeepers and telling them that you cannot have a shop here. Is the BJP going to tell us what we are going to eat and where we can have legal shops? Is the BJP going to tell us that we have to eat dhoklas and say Jai Shri Ram 3 times a day? We have always maintained that the BJP is not for Hindus. These are Hindu shopkeepers. The BJP is anti-Muslim, they are anti-Hindus, they are anti-Constitution. Everybody can see the real colors of the BJP in this, and I hope that people stand up against this and see the real colors of the BJP. And you have some lame statement from the BJP saying, oh, we don't condone this. If you don't condone this, have those people been arrested? Have you arrested those people? I guarantee you, had one of them been a Muslim and had this happened, you would have put them behind jail on non-bailable UAPA charges. You have seen these people on video. Have any one of them been arrested?
The BJP, however, dismissed her allegations and accused her of sharing a doctored video in an attempt to incite communal tensions. Reacting to Mahua Moitra's post, the Delhi police stated that no official complaint had been received but confirmed that an inquiry was underway. The video posted by Mahua Moitra on social media platform X features a man in a saffron t-shirt and jeans claiming it was inappropriate to run a fish market next to a temple in market number 1 of Chittaranjan Park, one of the poshest areas of Delhi.
और मंदिर की मर्यादा सिर्फ हम नहीं देख रहे भाई, आप नहीं देख रहे, पूरा हिंदुस्तान जब पूरा देखो सीआर पार्क बहुत पॉश एरिया है, यहाँ पे फॉरेनर्स भी आते हैं।
जब दुकान खुला था,
हाँ,
मार्केट जब हुआ था,
सभी भाइयों से यही आदेश है कि जो भी मंदिर के साथ ये बाजार है
तो इसमें जो है
ये होना नहीं चाहिए। पर हमारा क्या मंदिर का जो परिषद है ना, वो शुद्ध रहना चाहिए। मंदिर के जस्ट दीवार के साथ ये गलत है। मैं सनातन तो यही कहता है ना कि हम किसी को काट नहीं सकते। आप कहने वाली बात हो जाती है कि देवी को मीट चढ़ता है, वो एक मनगढ़ंत बातें हैं जो शास्त्रों में अभी तक कोई प्रूफ में नहीं है। जो मान रहा है, पर मंदिर के साथ जो चीज हो रही है ना, वो कहीं ना कहीं हमें सभी सनातनियों को ठेस पहुंचा रही है। कहते हैं इस बात में दिक्कत है तो मुझे बता दो। डीडीए की भी चूड़ियां कसी जाएगी, डीडीए कोई ऐसे भाग नहीं सकता। डीडीए ने जो गलतियां की है हम उसको भी सुधारेंगे। और मंदिर की मर्यादा सिर्फ हम नहीं देख रहे भाई, आप नहीं देख रहे, पूरा हिंदुस्तान जब पूरा देखो सीआर पार्क बहुत पॉश एरिया है, यहाँ पे फॉरेनर्स भी आते हैं।
जब दुकान खुला था,
हाँ,
मार्केट जब हुआ था,
Aam Aadmi Party leader Saurabh Bhardwaj, a former 3-time MLA from the Greater Kailash constituency, which includes CR Park or Chittaranjan Park, defended the markets. He said that the fish markets were not illegal encroachments and blamed the BJP for creating unnecessary problems in the area.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को भारत की संस्कृति के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता। व्हाट्सएप पे जो देख लेते हैं उसको सच मान लेते हैं। चित्तरंजन पार्क के अंदर जो बंगाली कम्युनिटी है, मैं मानता हूँ सबसे पढ़े लिखे और बुद्धिजीवी लोग वहाँ पे रहते हैं। बंगाल की संस्कृति की नासमझ जो है वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को भारी पड़ेगी। मुझे लगता है कि जिस हर्षोल्लास से दुर्गा पूजा चित्तरंजन पार्क में मनती होगी, उससे ज़्यादा उपासना कहीं नहीं होती होगी। और जहाँ पे माँ दुर्गा की पूजा होती है, उसी दुर्गा के प्रांगण के अंदर मच्छी भी मिलती है, नॉन वेजिटेरियन भी मिलता है। उनका वो कल्चर है। वो लोग नवरात्र के अंदर नॉन वेजिटेरियन खाते हैं, वो उनका कल्चर है। आप चुनावों के बाद वहाँ पे पहुँच जाएं और जो लीगल मार्केट है, डीडीए ने बाकायदा मच्छी वालों को वो दुकानें अलॉट की हैं, और आप वहाँ पे दादागिरी करके उनको धमकाएं तो ये ठीक नहीं है। और भारतीय जनता पार्टी ये रेहड़ी और ठेली वाले गरीब लोगों के ऊपर ही क्यों जो है अपना बल आजमाती है? भैया दिल्ली के अंदर कितने सारे 5 स्टार होटल्स हैं, आप में थोड़ी हिम्मत हो तो उन 5 स्टार होटलों के अंदर भी तो जाओ। 5 स्टार होटलों के अंदर नवरात्रों में क्यों नॉन वेजिटेरियन बन रहा है, क्यों मच्छी बन रही है, उस पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी को कोई एतराज़ नहीं है। 5 स्टार होटलों के अंदर क्यों जो है शराब सर्व हो रही है, उसके ऊपर भारतीय जनता पार्टी को कोई एतराज़ नहीं है। गरीब आदमी अगर मच्छी बेच रहा है उसके ऊपर ये अपना जोर आजमाते हैं, उसकी वीडियो बना के जो है ये अपनी वीरता दिखाते हैं, गलत है।
The mastermind of the 26/11 terror attacks, Tahawur Rana, is set to arrive in India, and the NIA, or the National Investigation Agency, is set to take his custody. 2 jails, one in Delhi and another in Mumbai, were asked to covertly make special arrangements in line with US judiciary recommendations about extradited subjects. NIA's IG Ashish Batra and DIG Jaya Roy are leading the 7-member team to the US to get Tahawur Rana back to India. The team also consists of 3 officers of RAW and the Ministry of External Affairs. The team had left India on Sunday to complete formalities with their US counterparts. The NIA team will be bringing Tahawur Rana in a private jet due to security concerns. The NIA will formally take custody and interrogate Tahawur Rana at the NIA's headquarters in New Delhi. At a later date, the NIA, through transit remand, will take Tahawur Rana to Mumbai to face trial. Tahawur Rana is likely to spill the beans of ISI Lashkar nexus and the role of David Headley as well as Sajid Mir in the 26/11 terror attacks of Mumbai. He is initially likely to be in the custody of the NIA for the first few weeks. The exercise has been supervised by National Security Advisor A.K. Doval along with officials from the Home Ministry. The probe by Indian agencies is pointed to the support Rana provided to Headley in carrying out the 26/11 terror attacks. Rana allegedly first helped Headley by opening a Mumbai branch of his immigration services firm, First World Immigration Services, in the year 2006. Headley used this as a cover to conduct recce operations at the various spots in the city, which were attacked later. In its supplementary charge sheet filed in the year 2023, the Mumbai police said that Tahawur Rana came to India days before the terror attacks and stayed at a 5-star hotel in November 2008. The attacks took place on November 26, 2008. The police in their charge sheet also attached emails sent by Headley to Rana in which the former is seeking instructions from the latter. The police said that Rana was the link between Headley and the Pakistani intelligence service ISI. As many as 166 people, including 6 Americans, were killed in the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks, in which 10 Pakistani terrorists laid a more than 60-hour siege, attacking and killing people at iconic and vital locations of Mumbai. Now, this is a significant moment for Kannada language literature, because for the first time ever, a book originally written in the Kannada language has been shortlisted for the prestigious International Booker Prize. The collection, titled Heart Lamp, is written by Banu Mushtaq and translated into English by Deepa Bhasti. This is more than just literary recognition, it marks a cultural milestone as well. Heart Lamp brings together 12 stories that explore the inner worlds and daily realities of Muslim women and girls in southern India. Through sharp-witted daughters, resilient mothers, audacious grandmothers, and the men surrounding them, Mushtaq paints an unflinching portrait of life on the margins with empathy, humor, and powerful social critique. The stories span more than 3 decades of Banu Mushtaq's career from the years of 1990 to the year 2023 and reflect themes of resistance, faith, feminism, and quiet rebellion. Mushtaq is no stranger to bold narratives. A lawyer and activist based in Karnataka, she emerged from the progressive protest literary movements of the 1970s and 80s, particularly the Bandaya Sahitya movement, which gave rise to several Dalit and Muslim writers. She was one of the few women in those circles, and she used her voice to critique caste, class, and patriarchal injustice. Her literary excellence has been recognized with the Karnataka Sahitya Academy Award and the Dana Chintamani Attimabbe Award. The International Booker Prize celebrates the best works of fiction translated into English and published in the UK and Ireland. The prize money of £50,000, approximately 52 lakh rupees, is split equally between the author and the translator. Time now to cut across live to Congress party leader Rahul Gandhi addressing the media in Ahmedabad. Let's listen in.
सच्चाई क्या है और मुझे क्या करना है वो मैं करना चाहता हूं। तेलंगाना में हमने एक क्रांतिकारी कदम उठाया, जाति जनगणना। उससे कुछ महीने पहले मैंने पार्लियामेंट हाउस में भाषण दिया था। मोदी जी के सामने कहा कि मोदी जी आप जाति जनगणना कराइए, देश को मालूम होना चाहिए इस देश में दलित कितने हैं, पिछड़ा वर्ग कितना है, अति पिछड़ा कितना है, अति दलित कितने हैं, आदिवासी कितने हैं, माइनॉरिटीज कितने हैं, गरीब जनरल कास्ट के कितने लोग हैं। और मैं सिर्फ जाति जनगणना के पीछे नहीं था। जाति जनगणना एक कदम है, मुझे यह पता लगाना था कि इस देश में किसकी कितनी भागीदारी है। उस समय मैंने कहा था कि देश का एक्सरे होना चाहिए, पता लगाना चाहिए कि जो हमारे दलित, आदिवासी, पिछड़े वर्ग के लोग धूप में काम करते हैं, मजदूरी करते हैं, क्या सचमुच में ये देश उनकी इज्जत करता है? क्या सचमुच में ये देश उनको जगह देता है? ये मेरे दिमाग में सवाल था। मोदी जी ने, आरएसएस ने साफ कह दिया हम जाति जनगणना नहीं करेंगे, हम जानना नहीं चाहते हैं, हम समझना नहीं चाहते हैं, हम लोगों को बताना नहीं चाहते हैं कि इस देश में दलितों को, आदिवासियों को, पिछड़ों को, गरीब जनरल कास्ट को, माइनॉरिटीज को कितनी भागीदारी मिलती है। हम छुपाना चाहते हैं। और वहां मैंने सामने बोल दिया कि आप छुपाइए जितना छुपाना है। लोकसभा में, राज्यसभा में हम कानून पास करेंगे, आपके बिल्कुल सामने कानून पास करेंगे, जाति जनगणना यहीं से निकालेंगे। तेलंगाना में किया और आप हैरान हो जाओगे। रेवंत रेड्डी जी ने बोला मगर डिटेल में नहीं गए। और मैं जानता हूं कि जो तेलंगाना की हालत है वो इस देश के हर प्रदेश की हालत है। तेलंगाना में 90% आबादी ओबीसी, अति पिछड़ा, दलित, अति दलित, माइनॉरिटी, आदिवासी। तेलंगाना का कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर देखिए, मालिकों की लिस्ट, सीईओज की लिस्ट, सीनियर मैनेजमेंट की लिस्ट, 90% में से आपको एक व्यक्ति नहीं मिलेगा। नब्बे % की भागीदारी तेलंगाना के कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में है ही नहीं। आजकल 21वीं सदी में मजदूर को गिग वर्कर कहा जाता है। वो घरों में खाना ले जाते हैं, घरों में खाना पकाते हैं, पिज्जा ले जाते हैं, अमेज़न की डिलीवरी ले जाते हैं, धूप में ले जाते हैं, सड़क पे मरते हैं। तेलंगाना में उनकी लिस्ट निकाली, सारे के सारे या ओबीसी या दलित या आदिवासी। अब तेलंगाना में जाति जनगणना ने एक बिल्कुल नया औजार दिया है। तेलंगाना में हम सचमुच में विकास का काम कर सकते हैं। तेलंगाना में हम पिन पॉइंट एक्यूरेसी के साथ भागीदारी के बारे में हर सेक्टर में आपको बता सकते हैं। और मैं खुश हुआ कि जाति जनगणना होने के एकदम बाद हमारे चीफ मिनिस्टर ने और हमारी टीम ने ओबीसी रिजर्वेशन को 42% तक पहुंचा दिया है। हम सुपर पावर की बात करते हैं, मगर जब धन की बात होती है, भागीदारी की बात होती है, कॉर्पोरेट इंडिया की बात होती है, चाहे प्राइवेट अस्पताल हो, प्राइवेट एजुकेशन सिस्टम हो, 90% उसमें है ही नहीं। मोदी जी 24 घंटा पिछले वर्ग की बात करते हैं, दलितों की बात करते हैं, आदिवासियों, वनवासियों की बात करते हैं। वो उनको वनवासी कहते हैं। मगर जब उनकी भागीदारी का सवाल आता है, जब उनके पार्टिसिपेशन का सवाल आता है, तो बीजेपी के लोग बिल्कुल चुप हो जाते हैं। तो ये तेलंगाना ने
Rahul Gandhi there pitching for a caste census in India while speaking to the Ahmedabad the Congress. And with that, we're completely out of time over here. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.